Welcome back to another Marvel Legends UK review. Today we are going to be rewinding the clocks back to April 2007 and taking a closer look at the Build-A-Figure Blob. Here we go! So here we are reviewing another action figure from the Marvel Legends line. This one dates back to April 2007. We're having a rewind review of the Build-A-Figure Blob, which is now probably one of the highest marked up action figures in the Legends line that I've seen for a long time. In some cases eclipsing the Build-A-Figure Sentinel from Toy Biz. This Blob, basically, he's been on my shelf now for a number of years. I actually had one originally, I sold him on, and then when I heard that the XMen were making a return to the Marvel Legends line, I thought, no, I need him back. So I went out and I purchased another off eBay. Luckily enough, I got this guy for £50. Most recent searches on eBay, he's going for over 120, 130. On sold auctions listings. He actually comprised of many different Build-A-Figure parts. The arms came detachable, the hands came with the figure, the feet came with the figure, the belly and the chest piece, or the boob piece, as we can see here. Let's pull one off. Came with the figure, and so did the head. In all there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pieces in total for the Build-A-Figure piece. In that wave you had the Yellow Jacket, Wolverine, a Thor, Xorn, the She-Hulk, the X3 Jean Grey and X3 Juggernaught. A lot of those figures aren't really highly sought after, making this guy back in the day a bit more like a modern day Kingpin. People didn't really care for the wave, or they did buy the figures for the Build-A-Figure piece and then look to sell the actual Build-A-Figure pieces. Sorry, not the Build-A-Figure pieces, the actual figures on. A lot of them were poorly articulated. The Wolverine was really ugly. I'll throw the pictures up of the actual wave at the end of this review. But the idea today is just basically to have a look at an old Build-A-Figure, which in my opinion stands the test of time. One is obviously you are into your X-Men and you are on the current roller coaster ride of the new waves that are being released. One that you, I would highly consider including in your display. Blob, one of the senior members of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Usually followed suit behind Mystique. You've seen him in the animated series. Usually lines up behind Pyro or Avalanche. Really massive Build-A-Figure. He's probably the widest Build-A-Figure I've got when it comes to pieces of plastic on the shelf. As you can see, the legs are just absolutely gross, cellulite up. Detail's actually really good. You know, it's sculpted all the way around. As you can see, the lines in the legs are fat rolls, and I don't even know where his kneecap starts or finishes. The articulation is pretty good on the figure. We've got ball joints in the hips, giving us the movement for the actual legs itself. We've got toe articulation. We've got a bit of an ankle rocker as well, and the foot can move up and down as much as it could do with a big guy like Blob. We have got some finger articulation as well. As you can see, there is a bit of a grasp in motion. We've got a hinge in the wrist. And obviously it does spin as well. We've got a 90-degree or 75-degree elbow joint. Doesn't go up too far because of the bicep. We have got a bicep swivel as well, and again the shoulders are on a ball joint. Can go all the way out if needs to, all the way up, all the way around. No limitations on the articulation. Instead of a waist swivel, we've got a boob swivel. You see, can hear the ratchet joint inside, so that's quite nice. And the head is basically it's on this little ball peg, which you can't look up and down, but you can spin the head in a rotary motion. Just taking a closer look at the actual head sculpt itself, as you can see, really menacing look, really chunky cheeks. Just pull that off. See there, really nice decor. The head, got like all these liver spots. The ears all tucked in behind the fat rolls again. The hair is nicely sculpted. Paint works really nice on it. There are a couple of highlights in there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but you have got a off yellow colour with a bit of brown, and again some more livery spots on the big man himself. So whilst he is a very grotesque builder figure, for me, being an X-Men fan, is one for the shelf. Like I said, he is probably going up in price as we see more and more releases of the X-Men Marvel Legends. This guy's going to continue to shoot up in price as it becomes more and more popular. In my opinion, I don't think Hasbro could replicate this guy, but we said that about the Beast. Just down to the sheer size. I mean, I know we've had the Kingpin. He was a pretty big figure. I'll do some comparisons in a second, but where the Blob stands up is much bigger. Like I said, this one torso piece here is the size of a potato. What I'll do now is jump into a couple of comparisons and show you how he measures up side by side with some regular 6-inch Legends. So doing this a quick size comparison against some of the 6-inch Marvel Legends. These are a few that we've currently got on the custom workbench. If we just shift the camera slightly over this way. We've got the Wolverine. This is the normal Wolverine body. We've painted it up to look like the X-Men from the 90s where they all wore the same suits. So as you can see, Wolverine stands pretty small against the actual Blob itself. Up to around his belly button area. Standard 6-inch Marvel Legend. In this case, we've got a custom Gambit. Again, 6-inch, measures up to around about his boob area, and then we've got a standard female body. Which is the vast majority with the mohawk. On this one obviously takes a little bit higher, but if we have a look at from the top of Storm's head, we can actually see she's up against his boob area as well. When we have a look at a couple of comparisons in terms of builder figures, we've got the Juggernaught, who stands a little bit taller than Blob. If we try and get him in side by side or just in front, so we can see. So yeah, that's as comparison. He is a pretty meaty builder figure, the Juggernaut himself, but as you can see, Blob is a lot wider. I think if Hasbro were to redo the actual Blob figure himself, we know by looking at the Juggernaut we can actually get the height. Whether we can get this torso piece into one of those boxes that Hasbro supply, maybe where it's split in two. I'm not too sure if it's over maybe 2 figures. We probably will be looking at maybe an 8-figure wave to get a redo of Blob himself. So that's the comparison with Juggernaut. And then if we have a look at the Shadow King, again, Kingpin, very wide builder figure body base. When we put him next to the Blob, put him just in front of the Blob. In terms of the width going this way, as we can see, he is the same width in that respect, but when we turn them side on in terms of profile, there's just no comparison. No comparison whatsoever. This figure's huge. So yeah, that was a quick rewind review from Marvel Legends UK on the figures gone by. We will be looking at some other figures which are maybe hard to get, hard to source. I've got reviews online, but maybe are a little bit outdated, to see how they stand up against maybe new or current releases from Hasbro. If there's anybody specifically you would like us to have a look at or review, pop it in the comments below. We have a massive online community over on Facebook. If you search for Marvel Legends UK, again the link is in below in the description box. Feel free to join the community. where we discuss action figures. There's collectors in there, there's buying, selling, trading, all that kind of stuff. And then if you haven't already done so, follow us over on Instagram at Marvel Legends UK_. That's it from me. It's been a pleasure. Here's to the next review. Take care. Bye.